Okay, what's up, guys? It's Ben, bShawReacts. Thanks for coming back. If you are a returning member of the YouTube channel, if not, and this is your first time, welcome. It's nice to meet you guys. We are doing a album reaction, first time listen to walkthrough of Tool. Um, yeah, so it's been pretty interesting so far. Just for all you guys that are like just tuning in, this is Ænema, 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 however you guys want to say it. I'm still not really sure, but from what I understand, the band just calls it Ænema, so that's what I'm gonna go with. Anyways, this is the last song on the album, as far as I know. I don't think there's any kind of secret track hidden in the background. I do know that this is a 14-minute song, so yeah, we're gonna get to it because it's a lot. It's probably gonna be about half an hour long, I would imagine, at least. I am gonna be doing some pausing and stopping and talking and things like that in the middle of it, but that's part of you watching a reaction channel, right? All you hardcore Tool fans, you guys know that. I started all the way back in the beginning with their discography. I have been going in chronological order. So this is where we are to this point. I've loved this album. Not so much the little intermission things and stuff like that they threw in there. I mean, I think that was more of a decompressed time type thing, just to give you some space in between these songs, because these songs are not exactly easy songs, right? There is some depth to the band, obviously, from a lyric standpoint. Musicianship, these guys are banging. They've been knocking it out of the park on pretty much every track that I've listened to so far. That Von Satan thing that I just did was a little trippy. And then I found out that it's just like a recipe for cookies or something. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, I'll give them that. That was funny. Anyways, look, I've been kind of critical of the band because I've heard a lot of huge things about this band. And from what I understand, every album they have changed and grown as artists, as individuals. So I'm just here along for the journey, right? You can't please everybody. I'm starting to understand on this reaction channel that if I'm honest and tell you guys what I really think, it pisses a lot of people off. But then if I'm too easy and don't say what's really everyone is thinking, then it pisses everybody off. So what I'm going to assume is that everybody's just pissed off. Anyways, so I'm not trying to please anyone. Honestly, guys, I'm not. Just kind of checking out the music, learning it, hearing it. Some songs are sticking with me, and I've got them on my playlist. There are others that I'm like, not so much, right? I think that's like that with every band in the world, and it's just because it's a matter of taste. It's not a lack of skill, so to speak. It's just a matter of certain songs just don't resonate with me. So if it doesn't, then that's just part of it. So I don't know what else to tell you. Don't take offense to the things that we are listening to, guys. If you don't like it, that's, again, your prerogative. You're allowed to have that opinion. I am not here to tell you what to like or not to like. I am here to tell you that, why do I keep getting unsubscribed? I subscribed to this band like 20 times already. Anyways, so I'm not here to tell you what to like or not to like, guys. I'm just here to give you my opinion of how I feel about the song. And we can have some conversation in the chat and the comments below, right? Please, if you like the content, give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. Of course, the post notification bell. You guys know how to change this thing so that you can know whenever I am dropping another reaction. All right, well, let's get into it because this is going to be kind of long, and I want to make sure that I don't sit here for an hour talking about the same song, right? Oh, don't forget my Patreon is still active. I am a little bit further ahead on Patreon as far as posting videos. I'm going to be a lot further ahead here shortly. Yeah, it's just easier to post to Patreon, guys. YouTube makes things really complicated for reactors with their copyright laws and restrictions and whatnot. I get a lot of blocked content, which is kind of weird, but it's happening actually a little bit more and more now that I've gotten a few more subscribers. I'm noticing that it's happening a lot more than what it used to. When I was a smaller channel, I'm still a small, very peon channel. I only had like 11,000 subscribers or something, but I'm still a small channel in my mind, and I'm getting a lot of flack and kind of weird. But anyways, all right, let's get into it. Let's see what we got.
See, I think drugs have done some good things for us. I really do. And if you don't believe drugs have done good things for us, do me a favor. Go home tonight, take all your albums, all your tapes, and all your CDs and burn them. Because you know what? The musicians who made all that great music that's enhanced your lives throughout the years, real fucking high on drugs.
pieces from the sand, which I attempt to reassemble. See just who I might have been. I do not recognize the vessel, but the eye seems so familiar, like phosphorescent desert buttons, singing one familiar song.
All right, guys, you're gonna have to give me a second here. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Again, I am lost in the land of Tool lyricism. Maynard has some of the strangest things. Like the lyric is like phosphorescent desert buttons, singing one familiar song. So good to see you. I've missed you so much. So glad it's over. I've missed you so much. I'm just trying to understand the lyric. Is this holy crow above me, black as holes within a memory, blue as our new second sun? I stick my hand into the shadow to pull the pieces from the sand, which I attempt to reassemble. I'm sorry. See just who I might have been. I do not recognize the vessel, but the eyes seem so familiar, like phosphorescent desert buttons. Prying open my third eye. Prying open my third eye. Prying open my third eye. So good to see you once again. I thought that you were hiding and you thought that I had run away. Chasing the tail of dogma, I open my eye. Okay, so he's opening his third eye. I get that part. I don't know. I again, the normal I don't want to say restrictions, that's the wrong word. The normal rules don't apply, right? To what Maynard's topics of choice are about. Usually what I've seen so far from Maynard is really pissed off energy for a long time. There's almost a level of being on a joke side of things, that he's joking about a lot of the stuff that he's writing about, or as if he's writing about it as if it's not a big deal. It's just funny. But then some of it is so serious that it's almost like he went from one extreme to the other. He went too far extreme. So it's just hard to decipher his lyric and what it's supposed to mean. I guess it could be done. I don't for the life of me. I told you guys I'm gonna die on this hill. I don't think you can listen to a Tool song one time as a first reaction and say, "Oh, this song's about that." No, it's not. That's not how this works, right? This is a you put the album on repeat and you listen to it multiple times. Um, I would think preferably if you could do it all in one sitting, would probably be the best way to grasp this stuff. But you would have to do it like over a few times, probably 2, 3 times, 4 times of hearing these songs to where you become familiar with everything that's happening in the background, because there's a lot going on musically. So if you take the music and the lyric and separate the two and try to learn them separately, then you're going to be here for a while, right? But if you try to absorb them all as one, while it can be done, I'm gonna say that you would need to sit on these songs for 3 or 4 times before you're gonna say, oh, this is about that, right? What I am gonna do now, while I mean we're almost through the song at this point, so um let's see, Third Eye by the progressive metal band Tool is the 14-minute closing track of their seminal 1996 album Ænema. The song serves as a sonic journey exploring the violent, forced awakening of higher consciousness, ego death, and self-actualization through the intense use of psychedelic drugs. I rest my case. You're not picking that up from one listen to this going, oh, this is about... It's not freaking possible. And if you're doing that type of stuff, then you need to be like reviewing music across the board all the time for major labels. And because if you're that freaking good, then dude, what? Forced enlightenment, the prying metaphor. In Eastern mysticism, the third eye represents the Ajna chakra, the gateway to intuition and spiritual alignment. Tool's repetition of prying open my third eye emphasizes that this awakening is not peaceful or meditative. It is a violent, agonizing, and forced breakthrough achieved via heavy substances like DMT or LSD. Reconnecting with the true self, the lyrics, so good to see you once again. I thought that you were hiding from me, signify the narrator encountering, I cannot read because I can't see, their core untamed child self or inner conscience after shattering the illusions of the ego and social conditioning. Influence of Bill Hicks. The song opens the audio samples of the counterculture comedian Bill Hicks. Hicks famously criticized the war on drugs as a war on personal freedom and championed psychedelics as a tool to realize that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, and that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. Okay, cool. I'm not going to be able to connect to all those lyrics right now, guys. This is something that I'm going to have to listen to quite a few times, I'm sure, before I can say, like I understand the song and that I've got it. There's a lot going on in this. Key lyrics breakdown. The song transitions through phases of fear, drug consumption, hallucination, and final release. Yeah, this is a lot to break down. So, I mean, I could go through reading all this for you guys, but that's going to take a hot minute from me because I'm having a hard time seeing. So, I'm not going to make you guys watch that torturous act of me doing that. But I'm going to go back into the song and play just to finish it out at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's musically, it's cool. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different kind of like psychedelic sounds happening between the bass making all kinds of swirly bird noises, I guess you would call it, like doing all that stuff. The guitarist in the back kind of trying to keep a little steady something here and there every now and then. The drumming on all of these Tool songs is phenomenal. I don't think that I've heard anything from Danny Carey. Pretty sure I said his name right. Daniel Carey. Well, I've seen it Danny too. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. So the drumming is awesome. I don't have anything negative to say about it if that's the idea. I'm just kind of like taking it all in, listening to it, absorbing it, trying to hear all that I can hear, things that I can remember to talk about. Because I've noticed that I forget what I wanted to talk about most of the time, and then I wind up not mentioning the thing that I wanted to talk about. And then when I go to post these videos, I'm like, damn, I should have said blah blah blah. Then it's too late, right? All right, let's get back in. Sorry. Okay. Um, that's a lot. That is a lot to take in. Okay, so overall, let's take it back a step, right? I think overall the album in itself is awesome, right? I think that there's a lot of greatness that happened on this album. Feel like there's a lot of things that were happening during this time of music. Again, I got to remember that this is the 90s. This is like early 90s, so the rock world, the metal world, the progressive metal, progressive prog, whatever you want to call it, right? Um, was not even really a scene at the time. There was grunge happening. There was some pop happening, stuff like that. The big radio hits and things, but it was very much a grunge world, I think, around this time. Your Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, right? Those bands. And then here you have Tool doing things that people probably had never really heard before. I'm sure there were some comparisons to, like, maybe Pink Floyd, things like of that nature, right? Where more of like a prog thing. I was never into progressive metal or progressive music at all in that matter. So again, this is all very new to me. So don't expect some kind of huge critique to come out of me, like, musically or anything, because I'm not here to critique these guys like that. I don't have the credentials to be able to say, oh, well, if he had played this in an augmented third, it would have sounded better. Mm, no, no, just no. My answer to that is no, right? Um, could I pick up my bass and play along with this? Maybe, because there's a lot of room to grow in that type of music. Whereas, stuff that has a four chord structure and that's it the whole time, then you kind of have to play along the lines of what you've been given to play in. When you can paint outside the lines like these guys are doing, and you're just creating to make the sounds create, then that's a little different. Because I mean, who's to tell you did something wrong, right? You can always have that argument of, no, I meant to do that. Cool, right? So it's same thing in jazz music and blues music and country music. It's all the same. You can, it's all relative to what you expected it to be, right? So this is what the guys wanted the music to sound like, and I think, they got what they wanted, or otherwise it wouldn't be on the album. I mean, it's whew, there's a lot that goes into writing a song, and if you think that they wrote these songs like within 15, 20 minutes and then just went on to the next song, no. I mean, you're talking months of sitting down and practicing and jamming in order to remember your parts to the level that these guys have to remember it to go into a studio to track it. It takes a lot, guys. There's a lot that goes into a lot of work, a lot of hours, a lot of practicing, a lot of failure. Um, you don't get, you don't get good or great even on an instrument by luck. That does not happen. Talent's part of it, sure. Um, luck being the other, 5-10%. I would say 90% of it is hard ass work. You've got to have the ethic to sit down and practice your parts over and over and over so repetitively that it just comes as breathing, right? And until you're that good, then you don't get albums like this. That's my critique, right? All right, so yeah. I need to go back and listen to the song again. I'm going to do that now. Not on camera. You guys don't want to see that again. But I'm going to go play it again and listen through again. And I'm sure I'm going to catch a lot of things that I wish I would have talked about in the damn breakdown. I'm sure I will. But that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to pick up on everything the first listen. I can hear so much. I'm just like everyone else. You over time you learn these songs. I will say 46 and 2, H. I think personally for me, Eulogy is probably my favorite Tool song out of all of them. I think Eulogy is probably top level for me. 46 and 2 I think would come in, or The Pot. Both of those could come in as a close second. Stinkfist was a really good song, just a little different. Lyrically, it's a little weird, but that's all right. I mean, weird's good. It's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. Yeah, and there's some other bangers on here. Jimmy was a great song, I think. Push It was really good. Ænema was good. Ions. I'm having a hard time remembering Ions. That was a couple of days ago that I reacted to that, so I'd have to go check on it real quick to remember. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of pretty good bangers that like they're on my playlist, so to speak. Of they will be replayed over and over and over as I'm out doing what I do, right? Okay, so appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming along on the journey. We're gonna keep going. I'm not sure what's next. I have to go Google it to figure out what the next album is or the next tracks are or what. I don't know. I know there's another album. I know that. So I'm gonna go do that, but I need to listen to this song again before I click off of it. And yeah, so let me give them a like because they deserve that. So I appreciate you guys, as I've said, and thank you for going on the journey with me. I know it's been kind of crazy, and then a lot of you guys think that I'm giving Tool a hard time or I'm being a little too selective or whatever. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I've actually gotten a couple of pretty nasty, DMs on the Facebook from a couple of Tool fans who I don't even know how to put it. They saw that I did a Tom McDonald reaction, and I had some people get really upset with me because I reacted to Tom's music. Oh, well, I don't let politics dictate whether or not I like a song or not, right? So that's a whole nother can of worms that I don't feel like opening right now. I think it's a shame that it went down that way, and you know who you are. I don't have to say your name, sir. But it didn't have to go down like that. You could have been a little bit more chill. But to each their own, right? You guys have the right to feel how you feel, and you don't want to support me or roll with me like that because I react to all types of different music. Well, that's a you thing. That's not a me thing. So, all right. I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all take care.